Welcome everybody to yet another edition of the Inside Iron Studios review, where we're going to be talking about all of the statues and the releases that we presented at our last edition of the Inside Iron Studios, which was the October one. It was a Halloween themed show. It was really nice. And to join me once again, I have here Jam the Man Mint. Welcome back, Jam.
Thank you so much for having me. I guess I didn't mess up last show since I got invited back for this one.
No, yeah, you are really awesome. You're a great company in here. I really appreciate all of your comments. I think all of the fans really like you joining us. So that's why, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
That's the result of a good job, man. And why did I call you Jan the Man Mint? I think you know, I think you guys might know, because I do have here by my side Stan the Man Lee. So all of you guys know that this year Stan Lee would celebrate his 100th birthday. And for this show, all of you guys, the audience here watching us, stay tuned, because we are giving away this awesome statue of Stan Lee. It is the deluxe version. It has all of the Easter eggs, all of the characters that this guy created for us. I think you have this one, right, Jam?
Yeah, that was actually the first one that I have. The 1/10 scale. I pair it with my X-Men vs. Sentinel line. And it's just funny that I just happened to unbox and review the quarter scale Stan Lee. So we both got Stan Lee on screen with us.
Yeah, there you go. You can see right back at Jam's background, there's the quarter scale, which is a really awesome one. There's a new video with Jam reviewing this statue. So if you guys didn't check already, go to his channel after this show and go check his review, because it's a really awesome statue. But for this one, for all of the fans out there who would like to have this, the man, in your collection, the deluxe version, I think it's a pretty nice one, because we have, you know, like not only Stan Lee, but we have Thor hammer, we have Iron Man's helmet, we have Captain America shield, some Easter eggs about X-Men, Wolverine's claws in there, we have everything. So it's really a nice statue. Stay tuned, because in the end, we're going to ask a secret question. It has a two-part question. But the first one to answer this question on our Instagram will get this statue. So I think we can begin, right, Jam? What do you say? We can begin talking about the statues. Are you ready?
I am ready, but I just want to prepare them. It's not an easy question. You guys are really going to have to know your Stan Lee knowledge or do some research to figure it out. But yeah, I'm ready to see the new pieces for sure. Yeah,
definitely. Be prepared, because we did the research. I think all of the fans, you know, like the hardcore fans might know this, but let's see how it goes. So let's begin with, Vera, do we have like the first statues that we presented in our Inside Iron Studios? So there we are. We did present, Jam, on another set of 3 items for our Icons line, 3 dinosaurs as well. We have the Brachiosaurus this time. We have a Velociraptor in a version, it's called Velociraptor A. So for those who already got the Velociraptor B or the other variants, now we have Velociraptor A. And we have also another Velociraptor, the Cherished Blue as well. So blue in there in the screen.
Do you like the Brachiosaurus?
I remember you told you like dinosaurs, right, Jam?
Oh, I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, and I love how the Brachiosaurus, it's the scene from the first movie where it's reaching up to grab the branches off of the tree, and then the Velociraptors from the first movie as well. Of course, Blue would be from the later Jurassic World series, which is a fan favorite, of course. I'm an old school guy. I like that Jurassic Park 1. Those dinosaurs just resonate with me. And fun fact, I feel like that movie always comes out on my birthday. I'm a June baby, and it's always on my birthday when those movies drop. So,
oh man, that's awesome. What a birthday gift, right? What a present.
Exactly. So, no, but I love the Brachiosaurus. It's so iconic. And how tall is that piece, man? With him on his hind legs like that.
Yeah, it is. It is really, even though it is a miniature, because the Icons line has this scale of miniatures and everything we talked about last time.
I remember, yeah.
But it's pretty much like probably something around this 1/10 in here. It's really big. And one thing that's really a curiosity about this one is that we have already released Brachiosaurus in the past. It was a demi-scale, it was a 1/20th. So because of course the real scale of this dinosaur is huge. So we had already released the 1/20th, the demi scale, but now we are releasing it again for all of the fans and all of the dinosaur enthusiasts out there, the Icons line, which is really nice because it has an affordable price to all of those guys who like dinosaurs, who would like to, like begin a collection or something like that. I think the Icons line is really a safe shot for all of those.
Yeah, they're kind of like cool pieces to have at your desk at work or something like that as well, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm expecting for those to arrive at the market because I want to have all of these in my desk.
See, there you go.
Yeah. So to all of the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and all of the dinosaurs enthusiasts out there, so we have like these 3 new items. And just to remind everyone, this is the last week to place your order on the pre-order of these all of these items. So you guys, if you miss the pre-order, if you are like the late attendant to all of these pre-orders and everything, you have until Friday to place your orders and grant your statues in our website. And I advise you guys to do that because, like all of these pre-orders, we won't have like many more when they arrive to the market. So I think it's a safe shot to grant yours right now. So I think that's
pre-orders in.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can just move ahead and go to the next statue. I think it's a nice one. I don't know if you're a fan of these statues or these franchises, Jem, but let's take a look.
Universal Monsters.
The Universal Monsters.
So a little bit before my time, but I remember staying up as a kid watching Nickelodeon when the cartoons would cut off and Nick at Night would start, right? That's when you started getting the old school TV shows.
The black and white movies, right?
Exactly, right. So Universal Monsters, a classic franchise. This is their Frankenstein, correct?
This is the
Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, this is the Frankenstein, as in the movies. That the movies, I think it's 1931 movie, and it was a black and white movie. So we have already released 2 items, I think 3 items for the Universal Monsters. We have already Dracula, as played by Bela Lugosi. We have Wolfman as the werewolf, the Wolfman.
Sure.
And we have the Mummy as well. All of those items were released in a regular and a deluxe version where we get to explore more of the bases and environments, and this wouldn't be left out. We have this as a deluxe version.
Yeah, so his deluxe version is like that laboratory type base.
Yeah,
very
that's
nice.
It is the very same laboratory that Dr. Frankenstein had, with all of the electrical wires, the equipment. You get to see some of the machines and also the bricks of the castle and everything. Right. So it's a really nice environment. And the broken door. So we have a lot of the environment of the scenario of the movie. So even though the character is standing still, because of course it is Frankenstein, we do have a lot going on in the background and everything.
Yeah, and the detail, which is what you would expect from Iron Studios at this point. I see the tattered clothing, the paint applications on Frankenstein's monster, and like how you mentioned, I like how in the interior it's the laboratory, but the exterior is the castle. So you get a lot of bang for your buck on that deluxe base. And then if you don't want that big base, here's the regular edition, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. For those who would like to invest, like who would like to have a more affordable statue or something like that, the regular version is really a cool one. Like to have all of the monsters. You have Frankenstein with his torn clothes. You have all of like the parts of the dead bodies that compose his full body and everything. So. Right. We have a variety and options to all of the collectors. And I think that's a safe shot for all of the horror fans and all of the, like, you don't need to like just the Universal Monsters, but I think that all of the horror fans would appreciate that because it is a classic one, like we all grew up with all of these monsters and the imaginary of all of these scary, like movies and all of that, like the Sunday sessions and all of the weekend horror sessions on the movies and on TV.
So who's next on the lineup? I think we have the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon. Yeah, I mean, we have a few items still in development. I cannot spoil that much,
Can't
but
speak on it, right?
we have a lot of things, like the creature of the Black Lagoon, which was a really scary one. We have some other, I don't remember right now on the top of my head of the characters, but I think the creature,
Right.
maybe if those guys are listening right now, maybe that's the next one. I don't know. That could be a really awesome one. Yeah. What do you say, Vera? Do we have another Universal Monsters, or can we move ahead and say Vera is looking at me right now with a face, like, don't spoil that, man. So we can move ahead and talk about the other releases. What do we have in store? Oh, there we go. We are following with the collection of the Wizard of Oz. We talked about this one, right, Jam, on the last edition. Talking
Well,
about
which
the,
one? What did we have last time? Was it Tin
it was
Man? Was one
the
that we?
Tin Man. Yeah, it was a Tin Man last time, and now we are releasing 2 items for the Wizard of Oz. This is the first one, is the Cowardly Lion that we are presenting here, to compose. So one thing that's really nice about this collection is that even though they are sold separately, they form a full diorama of the classic scene where they are all,
Sure.
dancing and posing. So you get to see the Cowardly Lion in here posing as he was dancing in the scene.
Yeah, and I like how you have so many aspects of the movie. You have the terrain that they're walking on during that scene, but in the background you have the Emerald City, and they all have that. So when they all pair together, it's a nice look for sure. So this is the deluxe, I would assume then.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. That's the deluxe version where we have like this awesome tree that resembles the environment of the Cowardly Lion, the forest and everything. We have,
Right.
as you mentioned, the yellow brick road on the base, and in the background you have some elements of Emerald City. So when you compose everything, you have the full, like background with Emerald City and all of those environments where they are just walking through the yellow brick road. But we have also the regular version of this one, which doesn't have the elements for the background. We don't have it doesn't have the tree and the Emerald City, but all of those still have the yellow brick road at the base. So even though maybe someone would like to have one of the all of the regular versions, they would still form a diorama with all of the characters and the yellow brick road as well.
Yeah, so iconic, the yellow brick road. And yeah, like I said when we talked about the Tin Man, a great piece if you're a fan, but I'm sure you have family or friends or children that this would be great for as well. So definitely a cool license that you guys got and put together here.
Yeah, and that's something different, right? We always talk about
Right.
superheroes, villains, all of those
Right.
series and everything, and like trying to immortalize something so iconic to so many generations. We mentioned, like grandparents, parents, and children. So we're talking about like so many generations. So it is an honor for our studios to do a homage to and immortalize this iconic franchise.
Yeah.
And also, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say you guys are thinking outside the box.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And also, besides the Cowardly Lion, we do have another item for Wizard of Oz. I think we can put on screen right now, which is the Scarecrow.
Of course.
There you go, the Scarecrow forming in the, yeah.
Coming into focus.
Yeah, that's it. So we do have like many elements as well. Like for all of those, we are trying to put some elements in the background that remind us of the environment where these characters, they were found by Dorothy in her journey through the land of Oz. So the Scarecrow, and we do have like the fence. We do have some, it's a pole, maybe an old tree right in the background, which was the very same one where he was hanging. We have some crows in there to remind us of where he was and everything. And one thing that maybe you have noticed, they are all holding their trophies. So we have like for the Scarecrow, his certificate of intelligence for his brain and everything. So
The lion had the heart on his chest, right? Or
the Tin Man had the heart-shaped clock,
okay, yeah,
the
that's
heart,
what it was, yeah.
and the Cowardly
The
Lion
courage.
has the Medal of Courage, yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah,
they are
but I like how you mentioned they have those shared elements, but then they have those unique elements that whether it's what they wished for or the surrounding elements where they were first introduced into the movie. So
That's it,
nice tying
yeah.
it all in. You got to appreciate the detail and the art that's put into this. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. That's so much going on. And for the Scarecrow as well, we do have both versions, the regular and deluxe one, the deluxe with all of these elements. The regular version has only the yellow brick road base, but as I said, when you assemble them all together, it forms a really nice diorama with all of the, like you have the full yellow brick road, you have the base with the roots and some earth in the base. So it's a really nice touch. And as you said, they are all holding some unique pieces. So even though maybe you are a fan only of the Scarecrow, or like something about the Cowardly Lion resounds on someone, maybe they could have only that statue, and it would mean a lot to all of the fans and everything.
Yeah, it could just be somebody's favorite character or what have you, and you just get the one.
Definitely, yeah. So that's it. That's the Scarecrow and the Cowardly Lion. And I don't need to, like it's not a spoiler, but you can expect at least one new character for this one. It's not a spoiler because everyone knows about it. So for next month, we're going to be talking about this. Maybe for the other one, I don't know. These I cannot spoil when we're going to be releasing this one. But the next character to form the full diorama is going to be releasing pretty soon.
Well, I mean, one thing about Iron Studios, they're going to complete the line. If you've seen any of their past
That's for sure.
dioramas.
Yeah, you saw the X-Men diorama, the Sentinel one. Even though there's a lot of items, a lot of statues in there, like you get to complete the full diorama. We won't just release some parts and leave everything incomplete.
And I'm even thinking like Power Rangers and Turtles, but with X-Men, forget it. You guys went way further than I think anybody ever expected. Even with like LCD and the robot Wolverine. What is his name? Albert, I think it is.
Albert,
so
yeah,
Albert. You guys went deep down. Yeah.
And we had some other, like Cable and all of those, like
Deadpool.
Characters that were exclusives back at the time. I think Cable was an exclusive for the CCXP. So some collectors do have Sauron, for example, that I know you have, right?
I was nervous with those exclusives and I wasn't going to be able to get them. So that's why I always remember Cable and Sauron. I think those were the only two exclusives so far.
Yeah,
but eventually were available. Both? Of course. I have all of them.
Oh, man, that's it. That's why you are Jam the man. Jam it. Okay, man, so let's move ahead. Let's talk about something else. I think that maybe we can talk about the next statue. Okay, so for all of those Star Wars and Book of Boba Fett fans, I think you might remember one of, like the scenes that made us all excited on this series. We have Luke carrying Grogu on, like the swamp and all of that environment. I think that's, like the beginning of the Luke's Jedi Center for training and everything. So we have Luke Skywalker and Grogu.
Now, is this Luke Skywalker and Yoda from Return of the Jedi, or
no? This is Luke Skywalker
from the Mandalorian.
And Grogu for the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, see, I haven't seen Book of Boba Fett.
Oh man, you should. It's really nice. Like to all of the Star Wars enthusiasts and the fans, like anything that they release regarding this, and the new series. I've been listening a lot of good reviews.
Andor,
as well.
Right? Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things. Yeah, so this is almost like a nod to Luke and Yoda then, but
it's almost the same, right? What the guys created in here is remind us all about Luke and Yoda from like the old movies and everything.
The original trilogy,
and now we do have like again Luke Skywalker with yet another one of these race, which. Yeah. To be honest, to all of the fans, I apologize right now because I have no idea how is it called.
Right. But I like Star Wars, but I'm more of a comic book guy. I'm not as familiar with Star Wars lore. But I don't know if their species or what have you has ever really been defined. Probably in like lore somewhere with books or comics or what have you. But
okay, I hope so, because then I wouldn't
they'll
be
let us know.
Committing. Yeah. Put in the comments. Then I'll learn, guys. Then I'll learn.
But we gotta learn the hard way sometimes.
That's it. But that's a great statue, like as we were talking about the other statues, the deluxe versions and everything. This one is really a nice one because we have so many elements at the base, like the root, the grass, this swamp, and all of those rocks and everything. So we do have a lot. Even though Luke's just holding Grogu in his back, we have a lot going on, and you can see his hand right there, right? So
No, that's a good point because you mentioned with another piece, even if it's just like a stagnant museum pose, the deluxe bases really give you a lot of movement and a lot of life. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you're talking 1/10 scale with so much packed into it. So it's like you said, a lot going on, which is a good thing.
definitely, yeah. And also, talking about Star Wars, and to all of the fans, we have something really, really nice. To all of the fans, I think that you guys are going to enjoy that. To all of those art scale collectors, we presented this one in the past on a quarter scale, and now we have Darth Maul in an art scale version, the 1/10. And he's, like just like in the Phantom Menace movie, the classic pose where he's holding his double-bladed man,
Lightsaber, yeah.
Lightsaber.
This was such an
I was
iconic
thinking about
moment.
in Portuguese.
I can learn if we start doing that. Then
Yeah, in Portuguese it would be sabre de luz, but lightsaber it's the same, man.
it was such an iconic scene because we've never seen that before, man. We were just so used to the one lightsaber, which was cool, but then to have the dual, the two-sided lightsaber was amazing, and that scene was so epic. They kind of did him dirty in that movie, but he had redemption in the Clone Wars saga, right? So
yeah, it was his first appearance, right? He was really lost at the time. He was trained by in the dark forces and everything, and he thought that was the right way, right? So he was really threatening. The scene where he's holding his double-bladed lightsaber and everything. It was really. I remembered. I can remember right now the soundtrack. So much, like it was so impacting and so strong, like the scene, how they built everything. I can already remember the soundtrack of this scene, and it's really iconic. So it's really a great character, and all of the like look at the elements at the base.
Yeah, for sure, and the movement of his cloak and everything, and the material used for the lightsaber. You have the translucency to it, and then of course the paint application on the face, the iconic Darth Maul paint job. So
what was your impression back at the time? Because like it was different, right? To see a character with this, like painting and everything.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I thought he was totally awesome, and he dies in that movie, and you're kind of like, oh, that kind of sucks a little bit. But for me, see, where I grew up, the original trilogy was a little bit older. It was a little bit dated for me. So this was like my first modern Star Wars. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And they had a lot of cool scenes and very awesome character design here as well. I enjoyed the original trilogy because that's kind of what I grew up watching. Whereas the original trilogy was a little bit before my time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I really enjoy all of those, but I totally agree with you. Like seeing Star Wars with so many new visual effects and all of those, like technology back at the time was really awesome because on the original one, even though they did a brilliant job because they had, like so many limits and everything. On these, the new trilogy and everything, it was really something impressive. So there you go, like you can see so much movement in his cloak and everything. So I really like this statue. I'm really considering to get this one. I have until Friday to do that, but I'll try to place my order. So yeah, that's something really awesome. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Just kidding, guys. But give
him a hint.
Yeah, to all of the Star Wars fans, I think this is a safe shot, like, and those who have already, like so many art scales in their collections, I think you guys are going to like this one. So Vera, what do you say? Can we move ahead and talk about something? Oh, I think you like this one, right, Jam?
I think I'm going to get into this line. I haven't ordered any of these yet, but Masters of the Universe, Motu, I grew up with the cartoon. You have Orko and Tila, correct?
Yeah, Orko and Tila.
Yeah.
This is such a nice one because you get to see so many materials. You have not only the Pony Stone and everything, but you have this translucent material that represents Orko's magic and his trail. Even though this is just a statue, it is a diorama in itself, right?
No, that's what I was going to say. You get a lot in this when you get the two characters. And I think that was a smart move to pair Orko with her. Maybe selling it by itself might not have done as well. But together, it's like, this is a good bang for your buck with those two characters.
Definitely, yeah. And as you mentioned, like Tila, even though she was one of the main characters in the scene in the animated series, maybe if we thought about them, like just her or maybe just Orko by itself
Too
would
small.
sell.
Yeah.
Like we know
Oh
that
yeah.
it was such a cherished character back then. And do you know he was created to be a comic relief to the animated series?
Right. Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, he was created only for that, like, and he gained so much importance when he, like, then lately he was one of the advisors, and I remember all of his advice to the kids at the end of the shows and everything. So
Right.
he gained a major role, like, so all of the fans really dig into Orko and all of the things he did.
Yeah, because everything else has such a serious tone with He-Man and Skeletor and all the fighting, and then yeah, you had to have something that would relate to the kids a little bit. And back then, they used to they used to always do those PSAs, even like on GI Joe.
Yeah, that's true. And you had all of these 80s feeling of, like muscles, like Conan, for example, and He-Man. In Portuguese, we call this brucutu. So all of you guys put in the comments, brucutu. That was what we called these kind of, like heroes and everything. And they were really
Yeah.
serious. They took this personality really seriously. And Orko
Yeah.
was in there to create some comic relief, and he connected to all of the kids, giving advices and making us all laugh. So it was really a nice touch. And this statue is kind of like a homage with all of this magic. I really like the translucent material, the blue translucent material to the
Oh, yeah.
magic and everything. And of course, look at Tila's painting, like her armor and everything.
Yeah, she's got the sword and the shield. She got the whole costume. She's decked out. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's a really nice one. So to the guys who have already jumped into the collection, to the Motul Fever, all of those
Yep.
items that we have already released, I think this is another great add to the collection. So I think
For
that's
sure.
that. Yeah. So let's move ahead, Vera. What do we have in store for us to talk about?
It's
Oh
coming.
man, yeah, I'll
Uh,
leave this one to you, man. I'll leave
So,
this one to you.
I sent Alex a text when you guys released this at D23, correct?
Correct. That's the one.
And I was like, that one I need to see in person. So this is a quarter scale, and I always like to say Iron Studios doesn't do quarter scale that much. You guys do 1/10 scale primarily, and then every now and then you'll do your prime scale or your legacy replica is what it's called, correct?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. The
So
quarter
this
scale is the legacy
now
one.
you mentioned this is Hulk. This is definitely it's Thor Ragnarok Hulk though, correct?
Yeah, it's from Thor Ragnarok. It's the classic
Right.
scene with the battle between Hulk and Thor.
Hulk and Thor.
For the amusement of the Lord in there, and it's, man, this is a big boy. We have
Yeah,
announced at D23, but we didn't release until now. So we have this one on pre-order now.
So do we know the dimensions on him because he's got to be huge?
Yeah, it is huge. We do know that. While you comment on that, I'll take the measures right now, and I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because when I saw the pictures from D23, I always get excited when I see a larger scale piece from Iron Studios because that's what I primarily collect. I only collect smaller scale statues with Iron Studios pieces because I love the dioramas. But the paint applications on this guy, it's insane. The green skin looks amazing. Then he's got all of his armor. He's got the Mohawk helmet. He's wielding both weapons. Dual weapons is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Then you have that Sakaar inspired base with the teal and the red. The huge axe, as you can see here, and then that huge hammer. Even
Yeah.
though Thor still whoops him up in that battle, but it was still such an awesome scene. I still remember when the trailer came out and the whole "he's a friend from work" thing. That was I'm a huge fan of Ragnarok. I know that movie gets like a little bit of hate, so you either love it or you hate it. I was in the on the side that loved Ragnarok for the humor and the Hulk. The Planet Hulk storyline that we didn't really get in a solo Hulk film, but we did get sprinkled out through other MCU titles. So this was a huge deal for me, man, and a huge
Yeah.
piece. It looks like you got those dimensions for me.
Yeah, no, it's a really awesome one. I'm still struggling here to find
Oh,
these
okay.
these measures. Just a second, man. But what I'll tell you is, I like Thor Ragnarok a lot. I think it is a nice movie, but I had my concerns. Like if they followed with all of these comic approach
much
to
comedy.
the character, yeah, I
Right.
think that it would
Well,
be
look,
dangerous. But then we have
they
this
show
new,
that they showed that in Love and Thunder, right? It kind of was a
There you
little
go.
too much.
There you go, man. That's exactly what I mean.
Right,
You know,
I'm
like,
with you on that.
yeah, I was a little bit disappointed by, you know, like all of
Yeah.
these Love and Thunder. Even though I do like it as a movie, if I was, you know, like if I forget about Thor and everything, if
Right.
I completely forget about his past and
Right.
everything that he has been run through and all of that, I could like that one, but man, that's not Thor
Yeah.
at all. You know, like he's like Oracle for Marvel right now. So, you know, we were talking about this. So, but this is really a nice one. It got some great reviews back, you know, like at D23. The public really went wild with this one because it's huge. Let me tell you. So we have 31.9 inches tall.
Wow. For a quarter scale
17.7
piece.
Yeah, for a quarter scale. We
That's
have
almost
17
like prime scales.
That's
Numbers.
almost a prime scale, exactly. And we have like this 17.7 wide and 16.9, almost 17 deep. So we have like these huge dimensions.
So
And
it's more of a vertical piece, though. So you know it doesn't
is.
take a lot of width or depth, but the height is.
But it
that's
is
a tall
really
piece.
high. Yeah, it's almost 32 inches, and it weighs 66.1 pounds. So it is
Wow.
really heavy and really
Dang.
tall. It's really a big boy. We are really proud about this one. It has many features. You know, like as you were mentioning, the axe, the hammer, this shoulder piece. All of the leather, we have like these elements. The painting is really awesome, you know, like with the metal parts,
Yeah.
the leather parts, even the rocky base where you have some destruction for remind us all of the battle and everything. So to all of the quarter scale collectors out there, and maybe, you know, like anyone who would like to have such an awesome statue in their living room or their galleries or anywhere, I think this is really a nice statue.
I mean, if you're talking MCU Hulk statues in quarter scale, I'm struggling to find one that beats this.
Yeah, man.
Very cool piece. I gotta see.
I'm
I gotta see it in
suspect to
person.
say, but I do agree with that, man.
Right?
Yeah,
Great
no,
piece.
it's a really awesome. And the painting, you know, like of the skin tone, you know, like these marks on his skin is really awesome.
Yeah, you guys might see that on this table for a review one day.
You will definitely. We expect this item to arrive. These and all of the other products that we are talking about right now, we expect them to hit the markets by the third quarter of 2023.
Okay.
So for maybe next year, for next year, you know, like maybe for you guys it will be autumn.
But sometime August, September, fall,
autumn probably.
Yep.
So probably around that, we're going to see all of these statues hitting the markets. But if you don't want to wait that much and maybe risking losing the opportunity to have this one, you can grant your pre-order at our website and let us know, you know, like about what did you guys think about this big boy and all of the other statues that we talked about. I think that covers pretty much all of the releases we did, Jam.
Okay.
I really appreciate all of your comments. I really appreciate you joining us once again. It's been, you know, like awesome to have you here once again. Probably and hopefully we're going to be talking about the releases of November next month. I hope to see you again. Really appreciate you joining us.
No, man. Thank you so much for having me and sharing these pieces with me.
Oh man, look, Vera
we
just
forgot
told me. We forgot
So-
about the spoiler of last Inside Iron Studios and how bad I am because this has been making a lot of noise. Do you remember this
So,
one?
I remember. I'm not even a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but when you showed me the teaser, I knew who it was right away. I'm saying that's Sauron, and yeah, this piece is insane. Is this 1/10 scale though?
This
It's
is
hard
a
to tell.
Yeah, it is a 1/10 scale. It is an art scale, but it has like this proportion and all of this perspective because he's almost stepping over Barad-dûr, which is one of the cities on Lord of the Rings, and you know, like because of this perspective, it looks like he's huge, right?
I thought if you told me it was quarter scale, I would believe you.
Yeah, definitely. And so many details, right? You can see the
yeah, the
texture of
cape
his
and-
armor, you know, like the spike, the shoulder piece, the cape floating behind him and everything.
Yep. And then the base has so much detail in it too, so much fine designs and the architecture there. That looks great.
Definitely, yeah. So that's and it has been making a lot of success. I think this is sold out already. I don't think
Oh,
that
wow.
you know, like for all of those guys who left to the last minute, I think you won't be. Vera, is it sold out? Just to confirm, I think it is. But
Oh,
let's
man.
see. Who knows? Maybe for this week something appears at the website. But I do know that maybe for Brazil it was sold out. Let's see how it goes.
Maybe
Guys,
somebody
go-
cancels and you get lucky.
Definitely, yeah. And I was checking the pre-orders in here. It seems that it's still up, man. It's not sold
Oh,
out.
okay.
So to all of you guys, in US, ironstudios.com. So if you go there, I think ironstudios.eu também, as well. I think in Europe as well. So ironstudios.com, ironstudios.eu. But check on ironstudios.com.br as well for Brazil. Maybe you will find this one as well. But it is on pre-order. I'm checking right now. So if you want to get this one, it's been receiving a lot of great reviews.
Man, yeah, look how much detail in the armor, like from the helmet to like the shoulders and that's crazy. That's a cool piece.
And to all of you guys waiting for the next season of Rings of Power and everything, you know, like you're going to listen a lot about Sauron. So I think we're on the right track, even though this is for Lord of the Rings. So
Right.
And with all of these, you know, like so much going on, to all of the collectors, maybe those guys who have already completed the Battle of Moria diorama, I think this is a nice add to the collection. Even though this is not a part of the diorama, it is such a great Lord of the Rings statue.
For sure.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it, right, Vera? We're done
Well,
right now, right?
Yeah. Is there any more? But we do
So-
have the giveaway question.
We do have this one, guys. So to all of you guys following us so far, we do have the secret question. So you probably know, all of us know about Stan Lee's famous cameos on the movies, on his comics, maybe some here and there, some participation on shows and everything. But
Yeah.
here's the question, and the first one to answer this two-part question, will get this Stan Lee Deluxe art scale in your collection. So, what was the very first appearance of Stan Lee anywhere, and what was his role at this appearance? You remember that every now and then he appeared, you know, like as a security guard, or maybe an old man just reading some newspaper or here and there. But this one is really special. So what was his first ever appearance, and what was his role back at the time? I know you know the answer, Jam, because we were talking about this one, but don't spoil it
It's
to
a
the
tough
fans.
one. No, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to even give a hint. But it's a tough question.
Okay, so just to remind you all, it's not to answer in the comments. Go to our Instagram, at Iron Studios. We do have in the stories the box, so place your answer right now. The first one will get this statue in their collections. So thank you so much, Jam, once again. Thank you all for being with us this time. I really appreciate you participating with us. I hope to see you in the next Inside Iron Studios review. It's been a blast, man. Thank you so much.
If there's a spot available, I'll be there.
Okay, man. Thanks a lot. Thank you
you.
all for being with us. Place in the comments right now. Put in the comments, what did you like most? What would you like to see in the next review? Maybe we can think about some other content. Maybe we can run a trivia. Maybe we can do something else. So put in the comments what you guys would like to see. Maybe some spoilers, some announcements, I don't know. I'll try to see with the guys. Who knows? Maybe I can give you guys a spoiler that you won't see at Inside Iron Studios. I don't know. Thank you all so much, and I hope to see you all in the next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.